Athletes, practice has now ended. Please hold up on all practice balls. Once again, practice has now ended. Altering the surface of a bowling ball by the use of abrasives, cleaners, or polish is prohibited during competition. In addition, bowlers may not pat finger or thumb holes of the ball during competition with rosin. Competition is defined as any time participants are bowling for score. Remember that if you choose to alter any equipment, you must notify the tournament staff prior to having it done. Once tournament play begins, there is no flash photography permitted or lights used for video cameras. Artificial noisemakers are also not permitted. As a reminder, USBC Collegiate does not condone the use of alcohol or tobacco. Student athletes are prohibited from possessing and using alcohol and tobacco products at the host hotel, host bowling center, and at all events-related functions, whether they are competing or not. Smoking in the bowling center during competition is strictly prohibited. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give the best collegiate athletes in the country a big send-off as they begin their qualifying blocks. Bowlers, please make sure your lanes are recycled for the first ball. Good luck and good bowling.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live coverage of the 2015 X-Bowling Intercollegiate Singles Championships qualifying. Just getting started with our first game here of 8. On 23 and 24, that's going to be our women's featured pair for the day. Brandy Underwood and Shannon DeWitt are on that pair. Shannon from Wright State and Brandy from Marion. Then over on 25 and 26, we've got Cameron Smith from Lindenwood, Matt McNeil of Wichita State, and Mika Walker of Notre Dame, Ohio, to start us off this morning. So we're going to bowl 8 games of qualifying here today. And then we'll have a break for re-oil and lunch, and then come back this afternoon. 3 rounds of 3-game total pin matches. And at the end of this day, we will know the 4 men and the 4 women who have advanced to the finals on Saturday, and that'll be televised nationally on CBS Sports Network. We've got 16 women in the field, 24 men. These bowlers advanced through sectional qualifiers last month to make it to this point. And a lot of them will be bowling in the team competition. Intercollegiate Team Championships start on Thursday. We'll have live coverage for you on Bowl TV on Thursday and Friday from right here at North Rock Lanes in Wichita, Kansas. Qualifying should move pretty quick here this morning. 8 games, and we've only got 2 on a pair on the women's side. Men's side, 3 on a pair. We are using 8 pairs on each side for the men and the women, so theoretically we should see every bowler on the featured pairs at one time. Question in the chat about the pattern. We don't know the pattern. Not released prior to competition, and it's not released at all today. We won't know the pattern. Just have to kind of look at it on the live stream here and try to make some judgments as to what it may or may not be. It is 2 different patterns. The women are bowling on a different pattern than the men are. But again, we don't know what that pattern is, what either one of them is. And neither do the players or the coaches. The only one who knows that is Nick Hoagland from H2M Management, who runs the lanes for these events. There's live scoring, courtesy of X Bowling. If you would like to check that out, you can go to bowl.com/ISC, bowl.com/ISC, and it's on the results page on there. The link to the live scoring. You can see the scores for any of the pairs throughout the bowling center here at North Rock Lanes. And our thanks, of course, to the folks at X Bowling for their sponsorship of these collegiate events. Make sure you download the X Bowling app. You can also look at the live scores that way as well. So maybe you're watching the live streaming on your computer and you want to follow the frame-by-frame live scoring on your phone. Just go into the App Store or the Google Play Store, download the X Bowling app. Man, it should be pretty easy to figure out from there. So on the men's side, the top 8 in the standings in qualifying are going to get a one-round bye this afternoon. And on the women's side, since there's only 16 bowlers, the top 4 get a two-round bye. And then positions 5 through 8 will get a one-round bye. So especially important on the women's side to try to be in the top 4, because if you are in the top 4 in qualifying, you're only one match win away from making the TV show. Just kind of glancing across the bowling center at the lanes that I can see, I don't see too many big strings of strikes on the women's side. Verity Crowley of Weber at 244. Daria Kovalova of Wichita State, 223. They were bowling on the same pair together. Scores don't seem too high on the guys' side here in game one. I can't see all of the scoreboards. I see one or two guys that have got a string of strikes, about 5 in a row or so down toward the high end. Have to see how the guys finish up. See if they can put some decent scores on the board. No big numbers on the featured pair as we start to wrap up game one. Women's side as well, a little bit of a rough go of it here in game number one on the featured pairs. Would encourage you to go over to our USBC Twitter account, twitter.com/USBC, and retweet and favorite the tweet we sent out a few minutes ago, kind of alerting folks to the live streaming. Would help to spread the word. If you would go to twitter.com/USBC, make sure you follow us and also give us a retweet and a favorite on that tweet so that we can spread the word, get some more folks tuning in here today. You can also do the same on Facebook, facebook.com/USBC. If you go on Facebook and can share that post, that would be great. College bowlers deserve a great audience to tune in and watch them bowl for a national title here this week. Underwood 137, DeWitt 173. As game one comes to a close on our women's featured pair. Smith with 180, McNeil 194, and Walker can get to 198 on our men's featured pair. Walker with a double in the 10th. He's going to be high on the pair if he gets at least 7 pins on his fill ball. It's like game 2 on the women's side. Christy Lopez of Wichita State and Julia Bond of Nebraska. Julia Bond fresh off winning the national title on the NCAA side just a couple of days ago. We told you that the women would bowl a little bit quicker than the men simply because they only have 2 on a pair. So the women are definitely going to finish probably about 45 minutes ahead of the men. Should be getting started here any moment with game 2 on the men's side. right, so getting started here, Zachary Brandt of Davenport. Vince Batchelor of Nebraska. Ben Pilardi of Lindenwood. And again on the women's side, Christy Lopez of Wichita State and Julia Bond of Nebraska. For those of you just tuning in, bowling 8 games of qualifying this morning, 16 women, 24 men in the field. On the women's side, the top 4 bowlers will receive a 2-round bye. Positions 5 through 8 in qualifying will receive a 1-round bye. And on the men's side, the top 8 bowlers receive a 1-round bye. And we'll have 3 rounds of match play this afternoon. They are scheduled for 12:45, 2:15, and 3:45 Central Time today. Results, live scoring information on the intercollegiate singles can be found at bowl.com/ISC. Bowl.com/ISC. If you go there, we can take a look at the live scoring, courtesy of X Bowling. You can also download the X Bowling app to get the live scoring as well here at North Rock Lanes in Wichita, Kansas. All of the bowlers advance into match play after qualifying, so there's no cut after qualifying this morning. Everybody moves on, but again, the most important point is that there are buys available in the bracket, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago. Buys are even more important on the women's side, with the top 4 getting a 2-round bye, which means that the top 4 on the women's side just have to win 1 match to make the TV show. On the men's side, the top 8 get a 1-round bye, which get a little bit of an extra break. 1 less match you have to fight your way through. Again, three rounds of single elimination bracket play this afternoon, starting at 12:45 p.m. Central Time. Women's side, Verity Crawley and Weber leading at 2:44. Robin Renslow from Vanderbilt, 2:33. Daria Kovalova of Wichita State, 2:23. And Emily Eckhoff right behind her as well. Well, I'm not so sure those scores are correct. Let's see. Yeah, they are right. Just flashed through a little bit fast for me here. I think we're still waiting on men's scores. No, here they are. Tyler Green leading. Cody Reichenberger second. Ron Miller is third, and Josh Roca is fourth. Eighth place, looks like it's 2:02. Scores are cut off on the in-house feed here, so I can't see the last number on the scores, but right around even is eighth place on the men's side after one game. Women's side, 2:20 is fourth, and 2:13 is eighth. I'm sure they'll get the standings updated on the website as soon as possible. Eight games of qualifying today before we head into the single elimination match play bracket this afternoon. Things not going so well for Julia Bond this game as she is struggling after shooting 213 first game. Not going to be anywhere near that this game. Chrissy Lopez's score going to go up from game 1 to game 2. She only had 156 first game, and she's already beat that with a frame to go here in game 2. Lopez strikes on the fill for 192. And Bond with a spare to close out game 2 for 158. For those just tuning in, they do not announce the patterns here. So the players, the coaches, spectators, media, nobody knows the patterns. Just have to watch the balls react and see what it looks like out there. But it is a different pattern for the men and the women, that much we do know. Team competition starts on Thursday. So we have singles all day today. Tomorrow there's no live streaming. Thursday and Friday is the team event. We'll have live streaming for you all day on Thursday and Friday on Bull TV. And then Saturday is the taping of the TV shows. No live streaming of that either. It'll be broadcast tape delayed on CBS Sports Network in May. 4 different shows. All right, getting started. Game 3 on the women's side. Daria Kovalova, Wichita State. And Shelley Goodwin of Lindenwood coming on in the featured pair. 196 for Bachelor. Brandt with 180. And Pilardi getting ready to start his 10th frame. Double in the 10th for Ben, and he's looking at a 175 game with a strike on the fill. Kovalova with the front 3 to start game 3. A couple of pairs still finishing up game 3 on the men's side. Then we should, or game 2 on the men's side, then we should have our next game getting started on 25 and 26. spins the four-pin around a little bit, but it stays up. So Kovalova's string will end at the front three. Verity Crawley of Weber leading the women's side at 5'10". Shelly Goodwin, who's on our featured pair, sitting in second place at 475. As soon as the scores flash back up again here, I will let you know what they say. For the rest of the bowlers on the women's side. Men's obviously not updated yet. They're still finishing this second game. So after two games on the women's side, it's Verity Crawley of Weber 5'10", Shelly Goodwin of Lindenwood at 475, Daria Kovalova of Wichita State at 442, Robin Renslow of Vanderbilt at 435. Eighth place is 377. Top four get 2 byes. The next 4 get 1 bye. And the bottom 8 bowl in the first round. Just checked to make sure that the scores were going to get updated on bowl.com, and should get updated here in just a couple of minutes. We are in game 3. Kovalova with a strike there. Pretty good game working for her. So Kovalova of Wichita State and Goodwin of Lindenwood on our women's featured pair. DJ Rose, Concordia, with a strike on lane 25. Also have David Lance of Weber over on lane 26. And you're about to watch Sean Black of Davenport on lane 26 here momentarily. Those are the guys on our featured pair here for this third game. So again, for those of you just tuning in, we're bowling 8 games of qualifying this morning. No cut will be made. Everybody advances into the bracket play, but there are byes up for grabs this morning, so pretty important qualifying round. DJ Rose working on the front 4. A little tickle on the 2 for the front 5. Von Miller leading on the men's side, 439. So the score's pretty low on the men's side so far after a couple of games. Von Miller, 439. Tyler Green, 438. Joshua Roca at 420. Cody Reichenberger at 418. Cameron Weir also at 418. Got Vince Batchelor at 403. Cameron Smith at 395. Brian Gaines and Andre Forrest tied at 389. So right now, 8th place, which is one bye on the men's side, is minus 11. Women's side, Verity Crawley, 5'10", Shelly Goodwin, 475, Daria Kovalova at 442, Robin Renslow at 435. 4th place, top 4 get 2 byes. Next 4 in the standings after 8 games would get 1 bye. And that would be Sydney Brummett at 411, Emily Eckhoff at 401, Emily Strombeck at 391, and Lauren Hoffman at 377. The results are updated at bowl.com/ISC now, after 2 games for both the men and the women. .216 for Kovalova. Another good game for her. Puts her at 658 for the first 3 games today. Shelly Goodwin's going to give some pins back this game. She was in 2nd place at 475. but only going to be in the 160s here this game. .166 for Goodwin, puts her at 641 for the first three today. Finishing up game three on the men's side. DJ Rose looking to put up a pretty good total here in game three. Maybe make a little move up the standings. He was in 18th place coming into this game. And with the scores as low as they have been the first couple of games, like he's going to help himself out pretty good here in game three. As we start the 10th frame. Getting ready to start game four on the women's side. Going to be Emily Eckhoff of Hastings and Sydney Brumman of Wichita State. 208 for Black, Lance at 191, and DJ Rose can max at 237 to close out Game 3 on the men's side. .237 for DJ Rose, puts him at 578. Jumps him from low on the pair to high on the pair after 3. Certainly will help his cause, as he will look to get in the top 8 for that one-round bye for the bracket this afternoon. But still 5 games to go. Game number 4 underway on our women's featured pair. Cindy Brummett, Wichita State, and Emily Eckhoff of Hastings joining us this game. Coming into this game, Brummett at 6:30, Eckhoff at 6:22. As soon as we get an update on the standings, we'll let you know. Just waiting for the men's pair to get started. They're still finishing up down on the high end with game 3, so they should come down here in just a minute or two. As we continue on here in game 4 for the women with Brummett and Eckhoff. Well, we've got names on the scoreboards. That's a good indication that we are about to get started with our next game on the men's side. By the way, Sydney Brummett, a late addition to the tournament. She did not make the cut in the Fort Worth sectional, but Carrie Hopkinson of Sam Houston had to back out because of an injury, and Sydney was next on the list. Just happens to be here in Wichita State nearby here to North Rock Lane, so she was able to fill in and fill out the field. All right, underway on our men's pair now. Tyler Green of Robert Morris shredding the rack for a strike to start things off. And Brian Gaines of Temple on lane 26. Also have Sean Pepper of Indiana State. Tyler Green at 6:29 for the first 3 games. Pepper at 5:41, Gaines at 5:69. I think we have an update on the women's standings. Just flashed up on the screen a second ago here in the venue. As soon as it rotates through, I'll let you know what it says. Verity Crowley, Weber International 746. Daria Kovalova, Wichita State 658. Shelley Goodwin of Lindenwood at 641. Sydney Brummett of Wichita State at 630. It's your top four on the women's side after 3 games. All right, trying something a little bit new here. We've got our kind of our mobile camera, show you the standings. Devin Miller, 639. Tyler Green, 629. Cameron Weir at 628. Joshua Roca, 622. Matt McNeil, 594. Andre Fors, Cody Reichenberger, Josh Anderson round out the top 8 on the men's side. Kind of scroll through, show you the women's standings. Verity Crawley, 746. Daria Kovalova, 658. Shelley Goodwin, 641. Sydney Brummett at 630. Again, you can find these standings on bowl.com/ISC. Finishing up game 4 on the women's pair. Eckhoff max at 167. Brummett 185 max score. $157 for Eckhoff, 175 for Brummett. As that game comes to a close for our women's pair. Still got about 4 frames to go here. Game 4 on our men's featured pair. I think the women, they set it up in blocks of 4, so it's going to restart once all the women finish game 4. And then we'll get started with Game 5 for the women. They still have a frame to go on the low end. A couple more frames to go on the men's side here in Game 4. Pair looking pretty tough yet again. Pretty low scores for our featured bowlers this game. Looks like the names are coming up for Game 5 on the women's side. And should get started here any minute. Emily Strombeck, North Carolina A&T, and Jessica Cords of Alma on the featured pair for Game 5 on the women's side. We'll have live coverage of the Intercollegiate Team Championships on Thursday and Friday here on Bowl TV. You can find more information on that event at bowl.com/ITC. That'll start Thursday morning all the way through Friday afternoon when we find out the teams that will be bowling for the title. Saturday, no live streaming, but everything taped for broadcast on CBS Sports Network. We'll have the Final Four for the men and the women in the singles event, and the top two teams on the men and women's side for the team events for the TV shows, which will air on CBS Sports Network in May. 4 different shows. Just like last year. Tenth frame underway in Game 4 on our men's side. .71 for Green. Kane's going to be at 193 with a strike on the fill ball, and Pepper can strike out for 154. Game 4 done on our men's pair. Just like on the women's side, once all the rest of the field finishes Game 4, looks like they'll restart the scoring system. So they still have the 10th frame to bowl on at least one of the pairs down on the high end. So it'll be a few minutes before we have bowling again on 25 and 26. About halfway through game 5 on our women's pair. Jessica Cords from Alma up on lane 24. Men should get started here in just a couple of minutes with their 5th game. Looks like the names are up on the men's side, so should be getting started here any second. Looks like they took the names back down, and they're coming back up. So, see if we're ready to get going with the men now. Strombeck bowling a pretty good game so far. She steps up on 23, comes up light, leaves the 5. Match play coming up this afternoon, starting at 12:45 Central Time. Back-to-back-to-back rounds of match play this afternoon here on Bull TV. So here for game number 5 on the men's side, Andre Forrest of Lindenwood will be up on lane 25. We've got Joshua Anderson of St. Ambrose up on lane 26. Also Chris Coella of Wichita State on that pair here for this 5th game. Standings after 4 games are updated on the website. Verity Crawley of Weber continues to dominate the women's division, 993 for 4. That is closing in on a 250 average. Robin Renslow of Vanderbilt is second at 866. Shelley Goodwin of Lindenwood at 856. Daria Kovalova of Wichita State rounds out the top 4 at 851. Again, the top 4 on the women's side get 2 buys. Emily Strombeck is 5th, Sydney Brummett 6th, Jacqueline Evans 7th, and Emily Eckhoff is 8th. Positions 5 through 8 on the women's side get 1 buy. On the men's side, Von Miller of Morehead State, 835, is leading. Joshua Roca of Nassau Community College at 824, second place. Third place, Matt McNeil, Wichita State, 821. Zachary Brandt of Davenport is 4th at 820. A couple of Robert Morris bowlers next. 5th is Tyler Green at 800. 6th is Cameron Weir at 798. Sean Black of Davenport at 782. And Joshua Anderson of St. Ambrose rounds out the top 8 at 772. The top 8 on the men's side get a 1-round bye in the bracket play this afternoon. Finishing up game number 5 on the women's side. Strombeck can get to 212. Cords looking at a max of 220. Tenth frame on our women's pair. Pretty good game by both players. haven't had it open yet this game. And it'll be a clean game for sure for Jessica Cords with that strike first shot attempt. Match play starts at 12:45 Central Time this afternoon. We'll have 3 rounds of matches for you here on Bowl TV. .209 for Cords. She strikes out. Strombeck trying to strike out as well here to close out this 5th game. That one's a little bit left. Leaves a 3.69.10. She'll be at 202 with the spare. And as you look at the women's and the men's standings, you don't really compare them because they are bowling on 2 different patterns. We don't know what the patterns are. They are not released or announced to anybody. But we do know that they are different patterns for the women and the men. Both today in the singles competition, same will hold true in the team competition on Thursday and Friday. Game 6 coming up in just a couple of minutes on the women's side. So we are halfway through game 5 on our men's pair. Find the results and live scoring at bowl.com/ISC. X Bowling providing the live scoring this week. You can download the X Bowling app in the Google Play Store or the App Store on your iPhone or iPad. That will allow you to view the scores here in the bowling center. We're in North Rock Lanes in Wichita, Kansas, if you need a little bit of help looking up the center in the X Bowling app. You can also access those scores at xbowling.com or via the direct link on our results page at bowl.com/ISC. Would ask that you show a little support for our sponsor here. X Bowling sponsored the collegiate championships for a number of years now, and you can help pay them back by downloading the app and checking it out. Just search for X Bowling in your App Store or Google Play Store. Got about 3.5 frames to go here. Game 5 for the men. Our 6th game for the women, getting ready to get started here on 23 and 24 as the bowlers are coming in now. We're going to have Jacqueline Evans of Lawrence Tech and Alyssa Pearson of Lindenwood. Evans up on the right lane on our women's pair. 2-10 split to start. It's going to give it a run here, but it doesn't quite get it enough left. Andre Fours has got 3 strikes in a row as he steps up in the 8th, leaves the 3-6. Just to recap a little bit for those of you who may just be tuning in this morning, this is the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Singles Championships. I'm Lucas Wiseman. We're live at North Rock Lanes in Wichita, Kansas. Game number 6 of 8 for the women underway. Game number 5 of 8 for the men underway. 8 games of qualifying here this morning. Everybody advances into the bracket play, which starts this afternoon at 12:45. Top 8 men will receive a 1-round bye. And on the women's side, the top 4 get a 2-round bye. The next 4 get a 1-round bye. So the bye is really important on both sides, even more important on the women's side. I believe the standings are updated in-house here for the women after Game 5. I'll tell you in just a minute as it's right now it's scrolling through the men's standings. Men's still finishing up the 5th game. They've got 3 on a pair, so it takes a little bit longer for the guys each game. Take a look here. Verity Crawley, 12-14, Weber bowler. Shelly Goodwin of Lindenwood, 2nd place at 1076. Renslow Vanderbilt at 1070. Kovalova at 1040. Rounds out the top 4 after 5 games on the women's side. So 1040 for 5, plus 40 is 4th place on the women's side. Make sure you stick around this afternoon for match play. There's going to be a break once we finish qualifying. Probably about an hour and 20-minute break, I would guess, depending on what time we finish with qualifying. And match play will start at 12:45 Central Time this afternoon. 226 for 4s. Anderson with 192. And Colella is going to be max of 179 this game. Started momentarily with game 6 on the men's side. I believe our featured pair was the last pair to finish up. All right, getting started with game 6 on the men's side. Cody Reichenberger of of Weber. Got Joshua Roca of Nassau. And Von Miller of Morehead State on our featured pair for game 6 on the men's side. Updated standings on the men's side after 5 games, coming in pretty quick here. Miller from Morehead State, 10:45 is your leader. McNeil from Wichita State at 10:34. Roca of Nassau is at 10:16. Brandt of Davenport at 10:11. That's your top 4. Polardi, Fours, Lance, and Weir are the next 4 to round out the top 8. 8th place currently at 966 for 5 games. So minus 34. You can find the standings at bowl.com/ISC. Finishing up game 6 on the women's side. Just another frame and a half to go or so. Here in game 6, we are also in game 6 on our men's pair, wrapping up the 4th frame. .156 for Evans. Pearson can strike out for 219. She gets ready to step up in the 10th frame. Bowl TV will have live coverage of the team competition, Intercollegiate Team Championships on Thursday and Friday. There's no bowling tomorrow. Tomorrow is the team arrival day and also the banquet for the teams tomorrow night. And then they get started with qualifying Thursday morning and right into a couple round of matches on Thursday afternoon, and then matches all day on Friday. .217 for Pearson, so a nice game for her. So we are gearing up for game number 7 on the women's side. Looks like it's going to be our women's leader, Verity Crawley of Weber, along with Sacred Heart's Lauren Hoffman. Four in a row for Cody, as the men have about 3 frames to go here in game number 6. Our first look at Verity, who is leading the women's division by a wide margin. And that's why right there. Miller working on 3 in a row, turns it into a 4-bagger. He's the leader on the men's side. If you're just tuning in, you're watching live coverage of the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Singles Championships. Qualifying. Just a couple of more games to go. Match play getting started in, let's see, about 2 hours and 20 minutes from now is when our bracket play will start for the singles event. Verity Crawley still leading at 1460 after 6 games. Robin Renslow is second at 1254. Shelly Goodwin at 1248. Daria Kovalova at 1241. Top 4 has stayed pretty steady the last few games on the women's side. So again, it's Crawley, Renslow, Goodwin, and Kovalova in the top 4. Bond, Eckhoff, Strombeck, and Brummett. The next 4, 1175, is 8th place. Top 4 on the women's side get a 2-round bye in the bracket. The next 4 in the standings get a 1-round bye. The men's side, the top 8 get a 1-round bye in the bracket. Crawley stepping up, working on the front 3 this game. Comes up a little light, leaves the 2-pin. .173 for Roka Reichenberger, 202. Miller going to be at 224 if he converts that spare. As game 6 comes to a close on our men's pair. We'll be getting started with game 7 here momentarily. Fifth frame on our women's pair, game number 7. Be a couple of minutes before we get started on 25 and 26 with game 7 on the men's side. Hoffman looking for 3 in a row. Slaps out the 9 pit. Her 3rd consecutive strike. Match play coming up in about 2 hours, 10 minutes time. So if you want to make a note, you tune back in at 12:45 p.m. Central Time this afternoon. That is going to be the first round of match play for the men and the women. Wichita State. So we've got Michael Tang of San Jose State, Cameron Weir of Robert Morris, and Tyler Cruz of Wichita State on 25 and 26 for Game 7. Couple of frames to go in Game 7 on the women's side. Verity Crowley, who has been leading all day. A little bit of a struggle, a couple of opens this game, but can still salvage 219 if she strikes out in the 9th and the 10th. After 6 games on the men's side, Don Miller of Morehead State 1268, Matt McNeil, Wichita State 1236, Tyler Green of Robert Morris at 1,200. Joshua Roca of Nassau at 1,189. Tyler Cruz of Wichita State, 1,183 is fifth. Sixth place, Zachary Brandt of Davenport at 1,181. Seventh place, Andre Fours of Lindenwood at 1,175. And eighth place is David Lance of Weber International at 1,172. The top 8 receive a 1-round bye on the men's side. Women's side, we already went through it, but we'll do it again real quick here. Crawley, Renslow, Goodwin, and Kovalova are your top 4. Bond, Eckhoff, Strombeck, and Brummett are the next 4. Top 4 get a 2-round bye in the bracket, and the next 4 in the standings get a 1-round bye. You can find the results and the live scoring at bowl.com/ISC. $199 for Verity Crawley to finish up Game 7. Lauren Hoffman can get to $195. A couple more shots to go here this game for her. We're about halfway through Game 7 on our men's pair. So we're moving right along. Moving toward the end of qualifying and edging closer to match play, which starts in 2 hours. Exactly 2 hours from now is when match play is scheduled to start. $185. That's what Hoffman finishes up with. Final game for the women will be getting started here momentarily on our featured pair. All right, underway with game number 8, our final game for the women. Aretha Williams of St. Ambrose and Robin Renslow of Vanderbilt. Women's standings after 7 games: Crawley, Renslow, Kovalova, and Eckhoff. Your top 4: Goodwin, Brummett, Bond, and Strombeck are 5th through 8th. Top 4 get 2 byes. The next 4 get 1 bye. I think the standings will be updated in a few minutes on Bull.com. Still a couple of frames to go in Game 7 on the men's side. Women will finish long before the men do, only because they have just 2 on a pair versus 3 on a pair for the men. But still going at a pretty good pace of play. We're going to be on schedule. Match play going to get started in a little less than 2 hours from now. 10th frame coming up on our men's pair. It's like Tyler Cruz has the best score working. He can get to 256. Michael Tang can get to 204. Cameron Weir can get to 227. .244 for Cruz, 191 for Tang. Cameron Weir with a split. Looks like he'll be in the 190s as well. Men again finishing up game 7. The women are in game 8. Last game of qualifying for the women. Men's final game coming up in just a minute. About a half a game to go on the women's side. we know for sure that Verity Crawley is going to lead on the women's side. She's going to earn the top seed for the bracket. Robin Renslow is about 70 pins ahead of fifth. Kovalova is third. Eckhoff is fourth. So Robin Renslow trying to find a way to stay in the top four. Has not struck here this last game. Only has 79 in the fifth. At this pace, it is possible that Robin could drop out of the top four, but we won't know until the final standings come in. She's got about a 70-pin cushion, though. There's a strike. Three frames to go on the women's pair in qualifying. Aretha Williams bowling a pretty good game here. She's got 5 strikes in a row. Williams trying to keep the string going, leaves the 2-8 on the 5-bagger. Good run, though. Final game of men's qualifying underway on 25 and 26. Peyton Stumpf of Midland, only 25 right now. Got Andy Henrich, Ohio State, getting ready to bowl, only 26. And Alan Wadrikis of Minnesota State also on that pair. Renslow, ninth frame, converts the spare, but our max score is just 189 this game. I'm guessing that would probably be enough to keep her in the top 4. Finishing up on the women's side, we should have the standings pretty quick after we finish here. 173 for Renslow. Williams can finish at 214. And we still have about a half a game to go on our men's side. As soon as we have the final standings for the women, we'll let you know. Still have Alyssa Pearson still finishing up the last game, so it'll be a few minutes. Obviously can't get standings until everybody's done. Match play going to start in about an hour and 35 minutes here on Bowl TV. So we hope that you will join us this afternoon. 3 rounds of match play at the Intercollegiate Singles Championships today. About a half a game to go here for the men. Results and live scoring can be found at bowl.com/ISC, bowl.com/ISC. Well, just kind of going through the motions here on our men's pair as we wrap up qualifying. The women are done with their qualifying, just finished a couple of minutes ago. As soon as we have the official results, we'll let you know who got the buys. And you've got to turn off the stream. You can always look at bowl.com/ISC. Those results will be updated once the men are done as well. Then they'll get the brackets up, hopefully before we get started. Hour and a half from now is when match play will start here live on Bowl TV. All of the players who did not receive a bye will be bowling in that first round. And then we'll work in the bowlers who did receive byes as we move along in the bracket this afternoon. By the end of this day, we will know the 4 men and the 4 women who have advanced to the TV finals on Saturday. That's when we're going to tape the TV shows, Saturday right here at North Rock Lanes in Wichita, Kansas. All right, women's final standings: Crawley, Renslow, Kovalova, and Eckhoff, your top 4. Goodwin, Bond, Brummett, and Underwood, your next 4. So Crawley, Renslow, first and second. Top 4 get 2-round bye. Next 4 get a 1-round bye. And I'll run through those for you again one more time here in just a minute. Crawley, Renslow, Kovalova, and Eckhoff are 2-round buys. Goodwin, Bond, Brummett, and Underwood earn a 1-round bye for match play this afternoon. Final frame here in our men's qualifying. It started at 12:45 Central Time with our bracket.
No. You said intrigue, first green column, Rico team, China. I hit it with a little pad. I mean, you got to stay in the yeah, you can move it. I moved it a little right a bit. I failed to get it for 190 split on the net. I tried doing it again with the same guy. I went close to 170. Turned a triple and turned it into 2 all on the team. You're basically just do anything. I mean, I bailed out 195, bailed out
191
just bailing games. I
Henrik. Henrich, I'm going to have to figure out how to say his name right. Stumpf getting ready to step up, close out the 10th frame. For him, Alan Rodriguez can shoot 173 with a strike on his last shot. Final shots of qualifying here in the men's division. Get started at 12:45 p.m. Central Time with bracket play. Final standings will be available at bowl.com/ISC, probably about 10 minutes after the last ball here. All right, so last shot. That's going to do it for our men's qualifying. We will see you back here in about an hour and 20 minutes or so with the start of bracket play here at the Intercollegiate Singles Championships on Bowl TV.
They set up like a skirmish match and yeah, and like I get nothing. I mean, obviously, well, yeah, it's